ratings crisis continues at MSNBC. But this is not just a ratings crisis. The network is going through an identity crisis. Well, Casey, that's not true. MSNBC is proud to be the home of feminine men and bald women. They didn't want to change their name. The name change was forced on them by the evil white men at NBC Universal. Yeah, it's always the white man's fault. It had nothing to do with the fact that this network is a huge embarrassing failure. This steaming turd is so rancid, NBC no longer wanted to be associated with MSNBC. They were forced to change their name to MS Now. The only thing I want MSNBC doing right now is get off my TV. But the identity crisis I'm talking about, it's not the doofus name change. The identity crisis I'm talking about is more of this lost opportunity for this dump of a network. You know, when it comes to rebranding, there are two ways to do it: the right way and the wrong way. If I was responsible for rebranding an organization, the first call I'm making is to Vince McMahon. I know Vince McMahon has some strange proclivities in his personal life, but I'm not asking to watch as he drops a steaming doodle on some poor woman's pillow. I don't give a damn what he does in his personal life. The dude is an absolute genius when it comes to rebranding. If you look at the history of WWE, the company has rebranded itself every 5 or 10 years. Rock and wrestling in the 1980s, the new generation in the early to mid 90s, attitude era in the late 90s, the ruthless aggression era, the whatever the hell they're referring to it as today in WWE. Vince McMahon had this unique ability to sense when his product was on the path of becoming stale. He knew how to keep things fresh. He knew how to shift identities. One of the biggest stories last week was Cracker Barrel going through their own identity crisis, or rebranding. This would be an example of the wrong way, mainly because Cracker Barrel didn't need to rebrand. And if they were going to rebrand themselves, they damn sure didn't need to embrace the woke wiener to make it happen. MSNBC is in desperate need of a complete overhaul. If they remain on their current path, MSNBC will be CNN in the next 18 to 24 months. I know that doesn't sound like a long time, but that's how fast it can happen. With this split from NBC Universal and NBC doing everything they can to distance themselves from this unbelievably toxic dump, this is the gift that MSNBC needed. New management. Hell, it's an entire new organization. This is their opportunity to start fresh. This is their opportunity to eradicate the woke fungus and put people on television who are capable of drawing an audience. What is MSNBC doing with this gift? They returned the damn thing in exchange for a rainbow flag, a battery-powered super dong, and a case of Preparation H to soothe their bruised boodle. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go and get to the sponsor of today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. Are you struggling with back problems? Do you deal with minor aches, minor pains throughout your day, and you don't want to go to the doctor because all the doctor is going to do is find something else wrong with you? Or even worse, prescribe addictive medication that you don't want to take? I hate going to the doctor. So does my wife, who deals with back pain. That's why she has started using CBD lotions and oils from Sugar Mountain Trading. Now, this is not THC, not going to make you fail a drug test. These CBD lotions and oils, they are specifically designed for rapid pain relief. Like I said, my wife deals with nagging back pain from time to time. Tried over-the-counter stuff, the chiropractor, but none of that ever seemed to work. Within 5 minutes of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, her pain is gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. More importantly, all CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20, BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Last week was absolutely brutal for MSNBC. The network is quickly figuring out that it's difficult to attract and maintain a mainstream audience with balding beauties. There's a reason Fox News hires the women that they hire. Obviously, all the women at Fox are smart. They're all very talented. But there's a reason Fox hires Dana Perino instead of Rachel Levine. There's a reason Kayleigh McEnany is heavily featured instead of RuPaul. Uncle KC will let MSNBC in on a little secret here. Men like watching beautiful women. Now, in fairness to MSNBC, ratings throughout cable news were expected to decline this month. I've seen the declines on my channel with political videos. August is typically the slowest month of the year in cable news. Plus, last year we had the election, so it's only natural that ratings would decline. But the problem for MSNBC, they are seeing declines on top of declines, and the declines they are seeing are massive. Last week, MSNBC averaged 797,000 viewers in prime time, only 74,000 in the key 25 to 54 demo, a decline of 44% overall and 54% in the demo. Out of curiosity, I went and pulled ratings for August of 2021. Since I'm in a good mood this morning, I was trying to give MSNBC the benefit of the doubt. I was trying to make this a fair comparison. I compared ratings to August of 2021 because that was the last August coming off a presidential election. That year, MSNBC averaged 1.6 million in prime time, which means in the span of 4 years, MSNBC has lost over half their audience. Is this starting to sound familiar? If you've been following the channel, you know this sounds exactly like what happened at CNN, and CNN has never recovered. For years, Andy Cooper has been shoveling water off the Titanic, desperately trying to keep CNN afloat. Remember how I used to say that CNN was no longer real competition for Fox and MSNBC? Obviously, they're still not competition for Fox News, but MSNBC's ratings have gotten so low, they are officially in competition with CNN for the upcoming 3rd annual Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. The question is why? MSNBC has always dominated the far left demo. They were always the preferred network for wanker spankers and dudes with dreams of having their wanker surgically removed. So what the hell happened? With the Trumper in office, MSNBC's ratings should be up. Their audience should be starving for content that demonizes the Trumper. So why aren't people watching? I think there are 2 reasons. Number 1, the woke movement is dead. MSNBC is trying to appeal to an audience that is rapidly dwindling. Saw a report last week. Republicans have gained 2.4 million additional voters, while Democrats have lost 2.1 million. Once again, the woke fungus has done exactly what it's designed to do. It's destroyed the Democratic Party. Reason 2, the dozens of people still attending Sunday morning services at Woke United Methodist, they realized they were being lied to. They realized MSNBC was full of shit. Now, with this being the case, with their target audience dwindling, you would think You would think MSNBC would shift directions. They would use this name change as an opportunity to change their identity. They would start producing content that was appealing to normal people. Instead, MSNBC is doing the complete opposite. Yesterday morning, MSNBC led their Sunday programming with some doofus named Ali Velshi. I know Ali is usually a girl name, but at MSNBC, Ali is a dude. Naturally, Ali is bald because all woke welfare collectors at MSNBC are required to be bald, whether male or female. But with ratings rapidly declining, with the turd barely clinging to the sides of the pooper, MSNBC led their Sunday morning programming with the tired false narrative that the Trumper is a threat to democracy. Watch for yourself.
The collapse of democracy is a strange, almost surreal thing. A National Guard unit deployed to a city that never asked for it. Key parts of the nation's electoral process attacked as illegitimate. Rulings of federal judges shrugged off as optional. Neighbors disappeared into ICE vans. Critics and political opponents suddenly faced with criminal probes. The media behaving in ways designed not to trigger the ire of the ruling party. Each new abuse is justified as temporary, necessary, even an emergency. Until one day, it's not temporary at all. At best, each assault may seem like an outlier until the day you wake up and realize the system itself has become unrecognizable. Well, that's where we are right now. It's not where we're headed, it's where we are.
I thought this network was dedicated to diversity. I thought MSNBC was the network dedicated to inclusion. How come every dude at MSNBC looks the exact same? They're bald. They all wear the same style of glasses. They all look like librarians. If you saw Ali in Barnes & Noble, you would ask him for directions to the fiction section. Of course, he would point you to a poster of Donald Trump. That segment, that monologue, that was a prime example of why MSNBC is failing. They have spent the entire summer criticizing Donald Trump for enforcing the law. Just think about that. MSNBC has spent the entire summer criticizing the Trumper for valuing your safety, for making your community safer, for putting criminals in jail. And the ones here illegally, Donnie books them a first-class ticket on the Bruce Caboose back to Guatemala. That's what MSNBC is whining about. That's what MSNBC has a problem with. Is it any wonder why their audience is becoming microscopic? Give me your thoughts on this. MSNBC has lost over half their audience in 4 years. Instead of changing directions, they doubled down on anti-American garbage. In the next 2 years, I think MSNBC will be on CNN's level. They'll be on life support. I think we could see MSNBC averaging less than 500,000 viewers in prime time. What about you? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.